Hello again to all of you. I'm back again with another pickups video, this time for the November 2025 recap. Once again, it's a really big one as I've gotten back into game collecting. I've picked up a lot of things, much like October. November is just as big, maybe even bigger. I took advantage of a lot of sales and saw a lot of things that were interesting in local shops or auctions that were decent prices, and I'm excited to show them all off. So let's get into it. So yeah, once again, I am Villain. You can call me Vil for short, and this one here holding me is Vivian, or you can call her Vivi. I'll talk about hardware first, and the first thing I want to talk about that came in is the Analog 3D, and you may be able to. Sorry, my nails are chipped again this time. I think that's going to be a frequent occurrence. Uh, you may see this is still in the shrink wrap here. I haven't opened it yet. It came in just before I did some travel for the holidays, so I won't film the whole unboxing, but I was thinking I could maybe open it right now and take a quick look at it. Okay, so I got it out of the shrink wrap here. I'll try to get the telescope box part off. Oop. There it is. There it is. My own Analog 3D. I like many people pre-ordered this. What was it, a year ago? I wouldn't be surprised if you told me it was 2 years ago, honestly, but I think it was about a year ago. And I have been eagerly anticipating it, but I have not had a chance to use it yet. I'm glad they fixed the flashcard support already. That'll be nice. Very cool. I like how it looks. A transparent, fantastic. Oh, interesting. Those don't hold in place. Transparent, interesting, like fantastic color would have definitely been my preference, but I guess that's what we have the mod Retro 64 for when that comes out. But yeah, that's the first item, the Analog 3D. Okay, and this is a game collection, but I'm going to include it with the hardware, and that's because this is the Game Gear Micro Include Edition. I saw an auction for this one, and the price, it got bid up to not quite a great deal, but a great deal considering the other current prices. So I'm still pretty happy with the price I got it for, but I was definitely hoping that it might go for less, but it's still the best price that I've seen one ever go for in the past year or so. I haven't opened this one yet either, so this is my first time kind of looking through the stuff here. This one just got delivered after my trip. Oh my god, that's so cute. I love the crane game one. Oh, and the low battery notifications. So I'm pretty new to Game Gear, but I think I'm discovering that a lot of Game Gear games have custom low battery screens, which is really cool. I think that's a neat detail. Art, the art's super cool. Oh, look at that. Oh, an alternate cover for LS3 for the Switch case. That's really cool. Cool. LS3 has the coolest art. Not sure what this guy's deal is though. Yeah, that's cool. This book, I'd probably have to go through with my phone on a translate lens. I saw some other unboxings where this is mostly in Japanese, so I won't go through that. Let me see. Put these to the side here. Looks like it wants to be this way. Let's do it this way. And this was a used item. I think it's all in pretty good condition. Yep, looks like it's fine. That's cute too. There. Actually, I wasn't paying attention to the camera. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. Oh, the big window is here. The tiny, tiny, tiny big window. And This is my first time inspecting this as well, beyond just the eBay photos. Let's see. I have a hard time with these cardboard box flaps. I don't want to break you, I'm sorry. Micro. I do not have a battery in it right now, so I'm probably not going to turn it on, but my god, it's so small. I knew it was going to be small from other photos and videos I've seen, but it's my first time holding one in person. Yeah, no battery in there. I will say it's not as unusably small as the impression I got from videos. Everyone said that it was like impossible to use. It is smaller than it should be, for sure. I wouldn't say it's unusable, but then again, I don't have a game running. Um, I guess I could take a quick look at the big window too. Oops, I left this out. I gotta put that back in. I hope you enjoy this this reboxing video here. Here we go. Big window. I recall from other videos I saw of this, like, not that it's complicated, but you have to like put this thing together. Yeah, someone hasn't done it. I'm not going to do that right now. But cool. That'll make it slightly more visible, I guess. I know it's mostly just a fun callback. I was really tempted to get a is it called a micro or a mini? Micro, a Game Gear micro, as well. But I'm happy to get it with this collection. So the collection wasn't actually that much more than getting a Game Gear micro, and this is the one. This isn't the color I would be most interested in getting, but it does have the games I'd be most interested in playing on it. And I have seen that you can now hack them and put whatever games you want on them, but I think it can still only hold 3 or maybe 4 at a time. So I like red the most. Red's my favorite color, but this is still probably the best stock one, and to get that included in this is it's a pretty good deal. So I'm pretty happy to have that. Okay, so before I move on, I just want to acknowledge I'm having one of the worst PC problems you can have, which is just kind of the random stutter every few seconds. I'm not sure what that's about. I've tried a few things to fix it. I tried restarting the router and making sure my phone, which is my camera here, is on the 5 gigahertz band. Did a speed test, made sure it was that way too. It is. There's nothing crazy going on the network. Restarted the PC completely. Yeah, I don't know what's causing the stutter. It was fine the last few times. I did this recording. Task manager resource usage isn't anything crazy. I mean, CPU isn't super high, GPU isn't super high. Not sure what the issue is, unfortunately, but I guess we'll just have to press on with it. Sorry about that. It's amateur hour every hour here. Okay, so moving right along, figures. This is an Ellen figure from Zenless Zone Zero. I ordered this one before I realized they were going to do one of her in her default outfit, so I thought this might be the only Ellen one that we were getting at first. Oh, I went ahead and got it. I much prefer her default outfit in the game than the schoolgirl one, but it is still a pretty cute figure. I've already taken it out of the box. Right. Bring her over. There she is. Doesn't she look great? Okay, let me turn her. yeah, she does have the characteristic bored slash annoyed. I think one of the NPCs in the game says like it's more of a distasteful expression. She has her cool shark tail, and the pose is pretty nice. Um, just a little wood board. Let me see if I can base there. So yeah, not bad, especially for the price. Okay, and another Zenless Zone Zero figure came in. This is the Nicole one. So this is the first of the large, like, scale ones by Apex that I ordered. And I'm sorry for the super zoomed in take here. It's a big box, so it's really close to my phone. I really love the box too, and the styling that they chose, and the way the art kind of like wraps around. It's really cool. Nicole Damara, 7th scale. I just love ZZZ's art style, this like graffiti style art in general. And I haven't opened this one up yet, so let me do that really quick and we'll take another look. And here she is out of the box. And my god, I love this figure. The detail on it is super nice. And this is her pose when you pull her A rank. Sorry, the camera's lagging there a little bit. I really don't know what the issue with that is. It seems to catch up eventually. Like I said, amateur hour every hour. We're just gonna roll with it. Her boots are really cool. She's got the nice the pose going on with them. Little Amelia in there. Hair flip, the multicolored nails. They did a pretty nice job with the recreation of the jewel on her necklace there too. Um, it wants to separate when I hold it, but this film reel base, it seems like they designed it to be optional whether you want it or not, and it's pretty nice. Welcome to New Eridu, where humanity rises anew. A little bit of a bummer, not gonna lie, that it didn't come with like some poll codes or something, but wow, I love this figure, and I can't wait for the other Zenless Zone Zero ones. It's really nice. I'm really happy with it. Okay, and now we can continue with games a bit. Usually I like to go kind of system by system, but I've got a lot of like little stragglers where there's just kind of one or maybe a few games for a system. So I'm gonna get some of those out of the way, excuse me. Wonder Swan, the Wonder Swan streak continues. These are reproductions, but they are reproductions that have English translations on them. Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon and Rainbow Islands. I think it's, yeah, Putty's Party. And both of these are not courtesy, I bought them, but they came from Arctic Cave Gaming. They're a little bit expensive. I think they use real donor carts and apply the translation ROM onto whatever the donor cart is. They are a bit pricey, but I didn't see the reproductions available anywhere else, so I got a couple. I try to get most of mine from AliExpress. This is Field of Magic XYXX. I remember being a kid or a young teenager when the DS was out, and seeing this cover and just thinking that it was probably some dumb game. I did eventually try it. So this is a rebuy for me. I'm rebuying a copy of it, and it's really cool. It's actually a really interesting collection of little mini games. Okay, speaking of Game Gear. Okay, so some of these I know I talked about, but I can't remember which ones I talked about, so we're just going to kind of go through them again. I guess I'll start with these two. These two I'm pretty sure I covered in the last video. My Game Gear stuff got a little mixed up. Usually I try to leave everything for the month like in one space so I know what came in during the last month and then I kind of go over it, but Game Gear stuff has been shuffling around because the Game Gear unit itself is in need of some repairs, and it's been a bit of a shuffle sending it out and getting it back and testing it. But yeah, this is a Magic Knight Ray Earth cartridge. This is one that came with the Game Gear, but it was not the Ray Earth Red one, so I did end up getting a Ray Earth Red one. And this is Fantasy Zone for the Game Gear. Those are authentic carts. These are reproductions. Um, this is just a simple little Saiko Sensei blackjack. It's by Habitsoft. This reproduction is not created by Habitsoft. Habitsoft. I think I mentioned last month that I was intending to buy some games from Habitsoft directly to support them, but I did not see this game available on their store. I'll have an update on that in a moment, though. And these are some Aleste Game Gear games. So this is 1 and 2. This is 3. I thought it might be fun to play on an actual Game Gear. This is before I got the Game Gear Micro, but it is still really cool to have the reproductions of these for the Game Gear itself. That'll be fun. And this was a little puzzle game that I thought was cute that I also got a reproduction from the same people of called Miners. I did not see an official one available for on their itch.io page. I saw that they were asking if people might be interested in one. So if you are interested in one, please let them know that. And of course, please buy the game. I guess, well, we'll wait. We'll go with this first. This is the only PS1 game I own at the moment. I used to have a PS1 collection before. It had a few interesting things like Legend of Dragoon, Tail Concerto was probably the most rare thing in it. I did end up selling off all my PS1 collection in the past, and I don't think I'm really interested in rebuilding it or collecting for the PS1 going forward. But I did kind of want to have this one game, mostly because the cover art is really gorgeous. I mean, this torn paper effect I'm not super keen on. I'm just noticing there's a little bit of like sticker residue here in the corner. I'm gonna have to clean that up. But I love the cover art with Morgan and the skeleton and the bat here. That's so cool to me. That's why I kind of wanted to have just one PS1 game, and I think this is gonna be my one. We'll see if I ever get another one, but again, I'm not super interested in PS1 collecting. An N-Gage game, Glimmerati. This was mostly an opportunistic buy because I saw one for a pretty good price. I used to have a copy of this game, and I used to have an N-Gage. I had quite a few of the interesting games on that, at least that interesting to me, like the King of Fighters game, Glimmerati. I also had System Rush, and I had an N-Gage QD. I ended up selling it and all my games off all at once for an auction when I was doing a big downsize, and I did not get that much for it, honestly, at least not compared to what they're going for now. I don't know that I would get another N-Gage unless I saw a really good price on one. But I did think this was one of the more interesting games for it. It's kind of like a vertical scrolling racing game, which was a bit more appropriate for the tall screen that they had on here. The story looked really stupid, but that kind of makes it fun in its own way. So yeah, I have an N-Gage game again, even though I don't have an N-Gage right now. Pac-Man. This was another opportunistic buy. Just saw it for a good price, and I love the Neo Geo Pocket Color. The Pac-Man game is not too remarkable or anything. I just went for it because I'm into the Neo Geo Pocket Color and it was available for a good price. Okay, so back to Habitsoft. This is that same reproduction that I mentioned before. So I had placed an order with Habitsoft, ordering a lot of their titles, and I sent them a message about this game saying, hey, are you planning to make any of these? I see them on your website, but not your eBay store, which your eBay store allows international orders and your website does not. And they said, oh, we just made some. If you wait a few days, we can add it to your order. If you just add another similarly priced item, we'll swap it out for you and send it to you. And that was awesome. So now I have an official reproduction of the game as well, which I'm way more happy to have. I absolutely want to support the devs when they make them. And this as well, Gunstream Challenge version. It's the English localization version also. It's a shoot 'em up for the Game Gear. I have not tried it yet, but it looks really cool. Oh boy, can I remember what this is called? I'm not sure I can. I remember it has Chan in the name. Chan. Repair Chan, I think is her name. Yeah, Repair Chan is her name. Something about her adventure. But it was a Mega Drive game from the same developer, and while I was making the order, I decided to throw this in there. I love modern homebrew devs, and this is another one by the same dev slash publisher, Princess Gardening. You do not actually garden in this game. You just shoot enemies in a garden, it looks like, but that's okay. I'm alright with that. And that's it for some of the stragglers, so let me round up the next batch. Okay, moving on. Next up, some retro handhelds. And I know I'm talking a bit out of order. One thing did change in my setup, and there was an OBS update, so I wonder if there was actually a regression that's causing this stutter. But again, sorry about it. Hope it's not too distracting. Let's move on. I have this Extreme Sports. Came with a manual, which is pretty cool for the Game Boy Color. Looks like we did kind of a rough tear there. And this is the old original release. This is not, as far as I'm aware, the limited run games re-release. That wouldn't say Game Boy on it. That would say limited run in the Game Boy font. Yep, cool. I got that from eStarland, which is a website that I love buying a lot of retro games from. I buy from them all the time. They had a crazy sale. It's still going on at the moment, actually. A few systems are excluded, but they're doing like 30% off of $100 plus. So basically, or $30 off of $100 plus, excuse me. So basically 30% if your price is around $100. Not all platforms qualify for that, but a lot of retro and modern platforms do. So I have been taking heavy advantage of that. You can do it once per day, but it lasts for I think a couple of weeks. So a lot of the retro games that you see here are from that. This is Battle Arena Toshinden. I did get the manual separately. I just kind of wanted to have a manual. Where's the most important character? Let's find her. Sophia. Where is Sophia? There she is. I really feel like with this game's label, they did her dirty. They just covered it up with the Game Boy game pack here. The cardboard box art is the same way, unfortunately. Also for the Game Boy, this one. This is another Homebrew Factory supported release. This is Repugnant Bounty, second edition. Limited Run originally did one of these, but I believe this one has a couple of updates on it. I did not get the Limited Run release of it, but I recently discovered Homebrew Factory, and I really like this box art. This is really cool. It's simple, but it's effective. A couple of GBA games. These are the two King of Fighters EX games. One was an eBay buy and auction, and the other was used from PNP Games. Checked them both out, made sure they both worked and that they're authentic. This one did have, let's see if the camera will refocus, a rip in the middle, which is kind of a bummer, but not a big deal. This was another one that was purchased as an auction. I'm not going to open it, actually. You get the idea. Puyo Pop. I am terrible at Puyo Pop, but I do love it. I'm much better at Tetris, if we're talking Puyo Puyo cross Tetris. These are not games that I actually bought myself. They were extras that someone I bought a lot of games from. They just threw in a couple of loose games they had. Midway Arcade Treasures. What is that? The first one? I think it's the first one. And Siphon Filter Dark Mirror. which I have never played a Siphon Filter game. Not a not a Gabe Logan, what's the word, connoisseur. I don't know much about Gabe Logan apart from what I've seen in like other streams online. This is another game that I got from that same seller. Um, and I use the word opportunistic a lot, but I bought a lot of games from them because their profile very clearly said they were a collector with over 1,000 games selling off their collection. They shipped things in boxes with packing peanuts. That everything, most everything they owned was in excellent condition and had a single owner, and it is absolutely true. So I bought a lot from them because that is pretty hard to come by. I've had, for the most part, eBay is it's pretty much what you expect, but I feel like people's pictures could be so much better. Like they just take a picture that's like kind of far away, a little bit blurry, and they're like, it's like new, and then you get it and it's got like punctures and dents, and then the cover art's beat up or something. It's like people on eBay and Mercari too really overuse like new way too much in my opinion. And he only described these as very good, which I know why. I mean, they're not quite like new, although it's not really showing up in the camera here. It has a few tiny little surface scratches, but um, more than happy to buy a lot of games from that person. I'm a fan of the Burnout series. I like the older games more. As you get more modern, I do kind of lose interest a little bit, but this is another game I used to have. I'm rebuying, so I'm happy to have it again. And oh man, do I love this game. I'm just kidding. I don't love this game. This is purchased purely to use as a case swap for something else. It's still sealed. And I actually forget what game I was planning to swap it with. I don't think I have it here with me, so it must have been something else I saw on the shelf where they. Oh, that's right. Yeah. I do have a case that's cracked on my shelf, so I was just gonna use this to replace it. This was another good get for the price. This game has gotten really expensive. I used to have a copy of this. I sold it when the price got really high, but I am a Persona fan, so I kind of missed having a copy. The outer box is really beat up, but that's all right. The contents inside were in pretty good shape for the most part. The CD does have a crack in the jewel case, which is pretty common for them. But the thing I care about most is the game and the game case, which is in pretty good shape. And this was selling for a lower price than just the game completed box itself. So I do not have any complaints about this outer box being beat up because in my head it was basically included for free. This one, I don't think I included this one last month, but sorry if it's a repeat. This one, no, I don't think I did include it last month. Now I think about it. This one came in a case that was really, really beat up. You can see some damage to the art down here. Someone had listed it. Well, for one thing, they listed it incorrectly as Persona 3 Portable, and then it was selling for a price as if it were only case and manual. I do have the UMD. My girlfriend's just borrowing it right now. They were selling it as if it were case and manual only. So something like $60, and this game goes for way more than that. The only thing was that the case was really beat up. It was really dusty inside, and the art here was damaged. Now you may be looking at this wondering, oh, this case doesn't look beat up. I swapped it. So much like Brooktown High, I bought a new unopened copy of Hannah Montana and I put it in a fresh case. So it looks fantastic now. Unfortunately, something I can't revert is the little bit of cover art damage they had here down at the bottom. But again, for the price, I was super happy to have that. And yeah, that's it for some retro handhelds. I don't think there are any more handheld games, unless you count Switch, which we do have a few Switch games we'll get to. I will move on to the next item. Okay, and since the Analog 3D was coming out, I have been stocking up a bit on Nintendo 64 games. Rush 2 It's not my favorite in the series. I also haven't played a ton of it. Rush 1 and Rush 2049 are some of my all-time favorites, though. Puyo Puyo-san. Once again, like Puyo Puyo games. Not super great at them, but I do like them. And it's not very expensive. It was like $10. This one was a bit more expensive, but my girlfriend mentioned that she'd be interested in playing it, or maybe we'd play it together. I'm not actually 100% sure it has co-op. I think it does. So I did get that. I got the sequel too. Spoiler, that's in here. This is, I mean, the box isn't anything fancy. It's just holding it and protecting it during transit. I did end up getting a copy of Perfect Dark. I've never actually played through the original Perfect Dark. When I was a kid, I was a little bit too young for mature games, so it was just kind of like a game that I didn't think I was allowed to play, and I never really got around to it. I did used to have a copy in the past, so this is another rebuy as I'm building my collection. It just fell in a pile behind me. Not sure if the mic picked that up. Yeah, they're not too expensive these days, so I decided to get it again. And yeah, I'll just show you. So Eastarland, that's the website I've been getting a lot of my retro games from, and I've been using them for years and years. I really like them. This is another one, Pokemon Stadium. And the Nintendo 64, Star Fox 64. Love this game. It's a lot of fun. This game was really fun too, and this was not from Eastarland. This is just a one-off purchase, but I remembered playing through it and enjoying it as a kid. Kind of an arcadey racer. It's pretty short too, from what I recall. And there's the Snowboard Kids 2 I mentioned. Excited to check those out. I've never played those before. This I did own at one point in my collection, but I never got around to playing it. Thankfully, the price hasn't changed too much, so interested in checking that out again. And it's another one from Eastarland. Ridge Racer 64 Retro Redefined. I don't know why they sent this one in a universal game case. So back when oh, there's some plastic falling out of this one too. All right, let's just put that back in there for now. So in the past, when I was really big into retro, and I had a big Nintendo 64, or I had a big basically everything collection, Super Nintendo, NES, all of that. I had a lot of these retro game, universal game cases, and I printed out. I got legal size paper and a color printer. I burned through so much ink. I printed out the cover art project covers for all of them. It looked great, but it took a lot of time. And when I downsized my collection, I did include those for everywhere that a game went, whether I sold it on eBay or traded it into a local store. I don't think I'm going to go through all of that effort again. But speaking of, one of the games I got recently, looks like someone was doing the same thing I was doing, although I'm not sure this is legal paper. It looks maybe a little short. Or maybe it is. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. But yeah, they look great when you print the art and put them in here, and they have this nice like frosted texture on them. Yep, Ogre Battle 64. It's another one I used to have in my collection. I just rebought it recently. Okay, and that's it for Nintendo 64. Okay, so next I'd like to go through PlayStation 2, and it's going to take a little bit. It's probably the largest stack of this month. A lot of the games I got were PS2 games, and a big part of that is that the seller I mentioned before that was on eBay, where most everything was single owner and great condition. A lot of the games they had were PS2, so I ended up getting a lot of PS2 games from them. This one was not one of them. This was just a bundle where someone was selling the two together for locally in the U.S., so I didn't have to worry about any tariffs or anything. Primal Image, which I was interested in having a copy of for the collection. I also learned about getting around the region lock for PS2 and what kind of a pain that is, and how FreeMech Boot alone won't do it. You need a Mechapone and a compatible model. I have a fat and a slim. My fat is a launch, and it's apparently not compatible, so I can't I can't turn that into a Japanese system or a debug system, but I can do it, I think, for the Slim I have. And this just came with it. This is like a visual novel, I think, called My Roommate Asami. I wasn't particularly interested in getting a copy of that, but now I have a copy of that, and I had never heard of it before then. I mostly just got it because it was included. Atelier Iris 3, Grand Phantasm. I do like the Atelier games, but there are a lot of them I haven't played, and the Iris series is one that I have not played. Psy Girls, and this is, you'll see a better condition of this, actually. I got a condition upgrade because this one, I really wish the seller had disclosed it, but there was one of those GameStop stickers on the spine here, and I thought, okay, no problem, it'll take some effort, but I can get the sticker off. But no, it was with a case where the sticker was where the sticker was not on the case, but it was directly on the art here, and I tried to peel it off because I've had some success with that in the past, and it kind of wrecked it. It's not a big deal, but since this was the game I was just getting, I did want to get a better condition one. So this will be probably resold or traded in. The case is in, I think, a little bit better condition than the other one I got, though. But yeah, you'll see this game again. Rumble Roses. This did come from the seller I mentioned. Like, look how like pristine their cases are. They have none of that like GameStop shelf shuffle. Um, like scratching on it. I mean, this game I haven't played. I wrote it off for a while because I assumed that Rebel Roses Double X on the Xbox 360 was just a better version, but apparently not. Apparently this has its own story mode and a story mode that some people like better. So I decided to go ahead and get it. Is this Samurai Legend, right? Yeah, Samurai Legend Musashi. This is a game I had as a kid. I played a good bit of it, but I never actually beat it. So I kind of wanna go back and play through it and actually get through it this time. Spy fiction just looked cool and fun to me. I was watching a playthrough or a stream that Kyle Bossman did recently, and it looked pretty fun. So I decided to get my own copy of it. Okay, put these out the way. There are still many more PS2 games to go. Get a chunk of this stack. Freak Style. Um, this is a game that my girlfriend really wanted. She played it as a kid and really wanted it. Well, I gotta get rid of this. No manual sticker here. I have a few games that I got from East Arland, which this came from, where they've started putting these like complete no manual stickers on there, and I really don't know why they're doing that because they shrink wrap the games, and the shrink wrap has a barcode on the outside, so I really wish they would stick it on the outside. But just noticing too, this one has some cover art damage on it, but I mean it's not really intended to be a pristine collectible. It's just a game that she's interested in playing, so I got it for her. For the PS2, this was an East Arland purchase as well. Another game I used to have and just getting it again. Nightshade. This came from that seller I mentioned before. I had never heard of it until I was looking through the things they were selling, and I was like, this looks sick. So I decided to pick it up. Don't really know what I'm in for, it just looks cool. Gradius 5. This is another one that I haven't played before, and I didn't own previously. It's not a rebuy. It looks fun. I was searching if this one was available in the recent Gradius collection re-releases, and it isn't. So I decided to get a PS2 copy. Ring of Red. This is another game I hadn't heard of until I was looking through the games that he was selling. But it looks really cool, and I love that about the PS2. It's like there's always something you haven't heard of, and that seems cool. Primal, I was a bit on the fence about it, but it was definitely one of the cheaper games. I'll probably try it, and then if I'm not crazy about it, hey, at least it's another high quality case that I could swap with something in the future if I needed to. This is another game that I had never heard of. There's a voice controlled game on the PS2, you don't use a controller, it's entirely voice activated, which sounds incredibly frustrating, but it's so weird that I just felt like I wanted to get it. So I did. This was an East Arlen purchase, and all right, in general, I like East Arlen because they're picky about condition, but this one I was a little bit like, all right, what happened here, East Arlen? It's really like torn up, dented, which I thought was okay. But the other thing is they listed it as complete, and yet there's no soundtrack. So I'm deciding if I may want to try to ask them if I can do a return. Their support's pretty slow for returns, honestly, or just track down a soundtrack separately. I haven't seen any listings where anyone's selling just the soundtrack yet, so I feel like it would be easier to just return the whole thing. And East Arlen's price was not, um, if you exclude the like 30%, the $30 off $100 promotion they're doing, their price before that was not anything special. So, but this did let me get a separate order to that threshold to take advantage of the discount. So in a way, this game was kind of free. We'll see what happens with that one. Burnout Dominator. This is another one that was a little rough for me, Starland, honestly. Especially this, like, rip right here. I was always curious about this on the PS2. I did have a PSP copy at one point, but I haven't played the PS2 version. Is it Dominator I'm thinking of? So there was a Burnout Anthology on PS2, and one of those games I thought was PS2 exclusive. There was Dominator, I think there was Legends, and that probably had 1 and 2 as well. But yeah, I've never checked out the PS2 version. I would like to. Now I'm gonna. Atelier Iris. This one did come from East Ireland. Just the first game in the series. I wonder if number 2 is in here somewhere. It is. Dark Angel, Vampire Apocalypse. This game looked awful, actually. But it's the kind of thing where, you know, back in the day, if I had seen this, I probably would have bought it. So I was kind of reliving that a little bit. This is another case where a seller listed something as like new, and it's just grody, dude. Like, I don't even know if that disc will work. eBay can really frustrate me sometimes with that. King of Fighters 02, 03. Fan of the King of Fighters series. Not that I'm amazing at it or anything, but I think they're pretty cool. Mr. Mosquito, the PS2 pickup. Wild Arms 3. This was eBay from that same seller. I have not played it. I'm interested in playing it though. Another one from that seller. Feed The Lost Planet. They had it for a pretty good price compared to other people, so I decided to get it. I do wonder if part of that is this this printer error here. They're pretty common with foil covers, I found from research. For most copies of the game, it looks like it was on the back, but this one ended up being on the front. But, you know, that's fine. This is not some franchise that I have some big emotional attachment to or anything. I'm just kind of checking it out. Enthusia Professional Racing. I love, you know, just random racing games. I was interested in checking this one out. I watched a few videos about it to research it. It seems like it's trying something different. And this might actually just be frustrating. It's not what you drive, it's how you drive. It seems like they reward you a bit more for the type of car you choose for events or something like that. Like if you have more of a, I don't think handicap is the word I'm looking for, but if the deck is stacked against you a bit more, then you get a bit more reward, which is an interesting take. King of Fighters 2000 and 2001. DOA 2 Hardcore. Love the DOA series. This is a rebuy. Used to have this. The Iris 2. This one is sealed. This was brand new. My local game store had it, and it wasn't that much more than pre-owned ones were going for on eBay. So on a trip to my local game store, I decided to pick it up. This is the Psy Girls replacement, where the art is in much better shape. The case is it's pretty good. I think it had like a mark on it on the back or something. Struggling to find it now. Maybe I imagine that. But anyway, the sticker damage isn't here on this one, which is the main reason I have it. So I've got an extra copy that I need to sell. Valkyrie Profile 2. Always thought this game looked cool. Never played it. Now I can. Okay, and Outlaw Volleyball. I always wanted Outlaw Volleyball as a kid. Similar to a lot of other mature games, I didn't feel like I was allowed to ask for it or play it. I played the demo a few times. I wasn't aware that there was like a remixed exclusive one on PS2, so I decided to get it. Gran Turismo 3, Gran Turismo 4. These are not expensive. There are tons of copies of them out there, but I like Gran Turismo games, and I actually haven't played 3 or 4, so excited to check them out. And I've been on a big kick with this generation, like the PS2, Xbox, GameCube generation. But that's it for PS2. Let me grab some more, and we'll keep going. Okay, moving right along. Next up, original Xbox, which is a system that I like a lot because it's a system I had as a kid, a young teen, growing up. Fatal Frame. It was a game I had. My mom was really reluctant to buy it for me as a kid because she said she saw it had something to do with cults. I don't know if she read that it had a cult following or that it actually had something to do with cults. Who knows? But she was extremely reluctant to get it for me. But she did, and I was too much of a scaredy cat to finish it. But it is a game I had as a kid, and I do think if I ever play a horror game, the Fatal Frame series is the one that I want to play because it's based on a true story. No, that's not why. This one was in. Oh, those are loud. This one was in really, really rough shape. I cleaned it up quite a bit. I got all the stickers off of it. It had that thing where someone had like tried to remove the sticker and it just left some papery residue behind, which like I probably talked about this before, but some pro tips like packing tape. Well, if you just like stick it across the surface many times, sometimes it'll take a while, but you'll eventually get there. Like it works less well for papery bits, though it will work. But like specifically if there's something like sticky, tape will get that off. The really papery one was a lot harder on this one, so I just took everything out and I washed it in a sink. It took a bit, but it cleaned up pretty nicely. Racing Evolution. This is a game I have played and I have beaten. I just wanted to have a copy of it again. Fun game. Metal Dungeon. This game always interested me, but I've never played it. I was interested in these like Japanese developed games on the original Xbox. It's like a game where you go through a dungeon with a party, which is really cool. You don't see much of that on the Xbox. This is a sealed copy, but unfortunately it feels like, or it sounds like maybe there's a piece of broken plastic in there, so maybe the disc spindle is broken or something. The disc also might be loose, it feels like. Dino Crisis 3. This is another one from East Ireland that I took advantage of the promotion they were doing. Price was pretty much matching eBay, but with the promotion it was definitely beating it. However, this is another case where East Ireland, I'm kind of like, what's going on, guys? The disc looks crazy. Like, I assume it went through some kind of buffer or cleaner. That's what those spiral patterns are, but I do not know what the deal with that ring is. Usually East Ireland is great quality, and I believe they test everything, so I assume this works. My original Xbox actually does not have a working disk drive right now. I just have a modded one, and I've been playing from the hard drive. I do want to replace that at some point. I actually don't know if this disc works. I'm a little nervous about that, considering returning it. Let's see. Red Ninja, which I'm really happy to have a copy of. And this was an East Arlen one that really came through. This is in fantastic shape. This is just how it came straight from them. I did not have to clean it up at all. Love that. Blackstone, Magic and Steel. This is another game I used to have that I'm just rebuying. I didn't play much of it when I played it before, but I'd like to give it a go again. Rogue Ops. This is just something my girlfriend pointed out when we were in the local game store recently, and she said she liked the cover of and thought it looked cool. It's really inexpensive, so we picked it up. Outlaw Golf was also very expensive at the local store. Admittedly, mostly got it because the case is in really nice condition. So if I don't like it, I can use it as a case swap. I do that a lot. Oh man, Burnout 2. I don't know if I've rambled about Burnout 2 on here before. Probably. It's kind of like my old man story. I adore this game. This is my favorite in the whole Burnout franchise. I love 2 so much. I played so much Burnout 2 on the original Xbox's Xbox Live. I had the #1 record for Burnout Chain, which is like in the old Burnout games, it was like you had to fill up your meter all the way, then you could start boosting, and while it was depleting, if you did like drifts and near misses and air, you could refill it and it would keep going, and it would say like burnout ×1, burnout ×2, burnout ×3. And you have to keep drifting, keep near missing, whatever it is, to keep filling it up, and you also have to not crash to keep that chain going. And Xbox Live kept track of the longest record, and I managed to get 727 burnout chains before it ended, which is one of my proudest gaming accomplishments. I was so happy with that record because the next closest one was like 320 by some guy named Halo Guy, I think. Maybe Halo Guy 343. I think it started with a 3. Maybe it was like 320. 343 wasn't really a super known thing. I mean, 343 Guilty Spark existed, but yeah, I didn't like. I remember booting up Xbox Live and seeing that record. I was like, oh my god, how did someone get 320? But then I started practicing and chipping away at it, and I got close sometimes. And I was like, okay, I think this is beatable. My heart was pounding like crazy once I was up to like 318, 319, 320. I'm about to beat it. And then I hit 321, and I just felt so much relief. I was like, oh, I got the #1 record in the world. And I was like, okay, how far can I push this? And it blew my mind that I didn't just surpass it, I more than doubled it by going to 727. It was like I didn't just barely beat the record, I crushed it. And before the original Xbox Live shut down, I did check back to see if anyone had beat my own old record, and someone came so close. I think they had 724. So they were 3 away from beating my record. And I I imagine that must be crushing for them, but I'm really happy that my 727 Burnout Chain record held. I am so proud of that record, and that no one ever beat it on Xbox Live. That is, I think, the only time I've topped a leaderboard, and like until, I mean, someone did get close eventually, but it like wasn't even close. I just had far and away the #1 record, which was such a cool memory to have. Moving on, Kakuto Chojin. I haven't played this, I'm just interested in playing it. This is another weird one where it seems like someone had stuck a sticker on the art itself, like right here. When I got it from East Arlen, it did not have a sticker here, but I was looking, and there was like a smudge here, so I went to go poke at it, and I was like, oh, there's like residue in here. So I tried to clean it up a little bit, but inevitably cleaning it up is going to result in a little bit of cover art damage too. So it did unfortunately get a little bit damaged, but it's still not bad. Ultramix 2, 4, 3, and 1. This one is still sealed from East Arlen. It wasn't new and sealed. It's just they reseal their used games. This one I'm considering a return from as well if I do a return, just because it's sun faded. I don't like it when the logo turns blue like this. Ultramix was the first DDR game I ever played, and I remember just being like, I want to get good at this. So, um, the DDR is the other game franchise that I'm just really good at. I was really good at Burnout too, but I was also really good at DDR. I could clear every game or every song in all of these games on heavy, and not just clear it. I could get a double A full combo on most of them, and I had a few triple A's as well. Um, so I got pretty ridiculous at DDR. Um, and I didn't have physical copies, so I just kind of wanted to have physical copies again. Again, not thrilled that this is platinum hits and sun faded, but cool to have copies again of a franchise, and specifically a run Ultramix that was really important to me. That's it for original Xbox. We'll move on to something else now. Okay, next up we have GameCube. GameCube was not a system I had as a kid. I got one when I was in college. That was during like the middle of like the Xbox 360 PS3 generation. GameStop had them for like $30 or something. So I did get one, and I played a few games. But I don't have too much experience with the GameCube, so a lot of it's pretty new to me. Lost Kingdoms. This is a game I used to have. I think I'm actually not 100% sure of that. Maybe I didn't have a copy before, but I'm interested to check it out. I'm gonna get over my fear of Souls-like and hard games and check it out. Wave Race Blue Storm. This was when I was looking for some things to complete in order for East Starland. I would like to play this too, but I wasn't super looking for just this game. It was mostly filler, honestly. Star Fox Assault. I played a little bit of it before, but didn't get very far. I'd like to get farther. F-Zero GX. I actually have not played this one. I hear nothing but incredible things about it. I played a lot of F-Zero X on the Nintendo 64, but I have not played GX. Star Fox Adventure, similar to Assault. I played a little bit of it, but I didn't get very far. I think I'd be a little bit more interested in playing this now at my current stage in life. Maybe get a little further and be a little bit more tolerant of what type of game it is. WarioWare? I've never played this one either. I've played some Wario games, but never this one, so I'm interested to check it out. More Puyo Puyo, or Puyo Pop, I guess. Yeah, I want a bit of a Puyo spree. Excuse me. This is another one from East Starland. So was WarioWare and Star Fox Adventures. This one was not. It's in a protector here. Someone was very cautious with this game, and I can see why, considering how expensive it can be. I didn't know about this game until recently, but it's so cute. It's frog golfing. That's adorable. Rain of Fire. This game, I did not know was based on a movie when I first saw it. I have not seen the movie, but this is from my local game store. My girlfriend and I were walking through, and we were just like, what? This is dragons versus helicopters? That's awesome. But then I found out it's based on a movie. So I'll have to check out the movie sometime, but not an expensive game. It's mostly just a game to mark that memory that we had, that moment. I'm kind of learning that I appreciate that a bit more than always pursuing like a pristine copy of it from eBay. It's like sometimes it's better to remember the story about how you got a game, even if it's in worse condition, than getting something pristine from eBay with no memory attached to it. At least for me. Lost Kingdoms 2. This is another East Starland purchase where I was taking advantage of that awesome sale they had. And this one did not disappoint. This is in fantastic condition. I'm really happy with this. Complete as well. Make sure that manual doesn't get bent. Billy Hatcher. This was just an impulse buy. It was an eBay thing. I have a tendency to look at eBay and look at just auctions that are ending soon. And if I see something interesting and for a good price, I might try to snipe it at the last minute. That's all that this was. Oftentimes I don't win those because I'm just like, I'd pay this much for it. And usually someone else will out-snipe me, but in this case I got it. All right, that's it for GameCube. Okay, next up is Nintendo Wii, and I have been weirdly nostalgic for the Wii. I guess that makes sense. It's getting, right around that 20-year mark that tends to make people nostalgic for things. It's a little weird in my case because I did have a Wii when it was current, but I got one really, really late in the generation, like a year before the Wii U came out or something. Let's start with something not that great. Aladdin Magic Racer. Just a carpet racing game. Don't think it's anything great, but it's just one of the things that I heard about and then was interested in getting it to check it out. Samurai Warriors 3. This is another like impulse buy auction that was a good price. I do like the Samurai Warriors games. I've mostly played 4. I have not played 3, so I'm excited to check out 3. Metroid Prime Trilogy. The Steelbook Collector's Edition. The slipcover is not in the best case, but everything else is pretty good. This was another auction impulse buy. This is a game that I owned before that I'm just excited to have again. The manual has a little bit of damage here, but I'm not super upset about that. One thing that I am happy about is they did not disclose if it was coming with this little art book thing here, and I was really happy to see that it did. So that's nice. Arc Rise Fantasia. This is an okay RPG on the Wii. I started it many years ago and then ended up selling my copy. I never finished it. I'd like to go back and finish it, and now I can. Dragon Quest Swords. This is a condition upgrade, so I have a copy of this already, but it's in pretty rough shape. I just wanted to upgrade it when I had a chance. Punishment, Star Successor. This game looks so cool to me, but I've never played it. So I'm excited to check it out one day. East Arland purchase. Just when I was looking around to see what was there, this was available for pretty cheap. Looks like a Bleach like fighting game on the Wii. Did not know the cover was foil. That's pretty cool. Mad World, another game I used to have. I'm just rebuying it now that I'm kind of getting back into collecting. Ultimate Shooting Collection. I did not know about this game until recently when I was browsing East Arland. It's a collection of shoot 'em ups. This one is on GameCube alone as a standalone release, but I believe these two are new for Western releases. I could definitely be wrong about that. I'm not super knowledgeable about shmups, but it seemed cool. Valhalla Knights. I do want to check out the Valhalla Knights series. I grabbed one from East Arland. This is another one that I'm a little bit like, all right, what's going on, East Arland? Like, what is going on around the edge of this disc? What is that? I didn't notice those dots before. What is that? Huh. Makes me wonder if maybe that's like a disc rot or something. Especially the circles. Well, no, they look too precisely placed, actually. Well, they're all over it. Uh-huh. Like a pattern. Interesting. Alright. I'll see if it works. Might be another that I consider returning. Like, again, for the most part, everything from East Arland is great, but every now and then you get one that's like, oh, come on, guys. WarioWare, Smooth Moves. I have played this and beaten this. I just thought it would be fun to play again. So I have it again. And that's it for the Wii. Wii. Okay, next up, some Xbox 360 games. This is Another game I used to have that I rebought. What I did not know is that the version in Halo Master Chief Collection is this version. I thought that it was its own standalone version that was just on the 360, and then the one on Master Chief Collection was something different. So my bad there. But what's cool about this one though is that it supports where is it? 3D, stereoscopic 3D. Which, not that I daily drive a 3D TV or anything, but I think I have some that are capable. Also, not that I expect to do that, but hey, gotta justify my error somehow. Alice Madness Returns. This is from that same seller that I mentioned that had a lot of things in great condition. Just happy to have a copy again. This is Case Filler. This is just a game that they had for cheap, and I was already buying from them, so all the shipping was going to be combined. So this is going to be a case swap for something else. So is this. So is this. This I do actually want to have. I played a decent amount of it, but I never got all the way through it. And it's backwards compatible on Xbox Series, so give it a go. This game, this is probably my favorite in the Dirt franchise. I really liked 3. I played a lot of it. I got almost all the achievements. I think there were 2 I was missing, but I haven't played the complete edition, which I think might just come with, maybe a few extra things. Let's say rally, Asia locations. Okay, it has cars and much more. Okay, I don't know if I believe the much more, but I was interested in getting a copy of Dirt 3 again, so I figured I may as well go for the complete edition. The nice thing is the DLC is on disc. It's not a code. Grid. I played a lot of this. I'm noticing a sticker residue spot here. Let me see if I can show you that. Yeah, a little bit. Clean that spot up. This game I enjoyed a lot. I actually bought it brand new when it was like $60 or something, or maybe I bought it used when it was like GameStop's like $5 discount for used, so it's like 55 or something. But played it a lot. I don't have my original copy, so I got another copy. All Stars Racing Transformed. I played this on Wii U, and I was interested in playing it again. I really, really wanted to get a Wii U version again, but it seemed like the 361 was potentially the way to go since it's backwards compatible on Series console. I mean, the PC version I know has more content, but I wanted a console version, so I went with this. That's it for Xbox 360. Okay, this is PlayStation 3. This is a smaller batch. Knight's Contract. This was a used copy that PNP Games in Canada had for a pretty good price. The case they had it in was really beat up, but I had a really good condition case to swap it to, so I did that, and now it looks great. X-Blades for the PS3, but not just X-Blades. I got this because this actually had a strategy guide included with it, which is pretty cool. Oh, there's a little Ayumi art down there. Where was it? Oh, I just saw you. There it is. That's cool. Yeah, which I think was a neat little bonus. Looks like they're reusing them, but hey, whatever. I mean, down at the bottom, it looked like the art was being reused, but now that I say that, I don't see too many reuses. Oh no, they might all be unique, actually. I take it back. And there was also a poster included, so I don't know if this person was just super into X-Blades or if they got some free bonuses of some kind. But, oh, it's ripped. Old posters. The map. Oh my god, it's huge. Oh, cool. Yeah, so now I have a giant poster of Ayumi from X-Blades. Great. I played this on Xbox 360, but I never beat it. Yaiba, Ninja Gaiden Z. I see it has someone's name on here, but this is a new sealed copy. Special edition includes a little comic. Used to have a copy, but never got around to playing it. Hopefully want to change that. Kinji, this was a cheap one. I'm not sure what causes these like spots on the case here. I did try cleaning it up in the sink, but I couldn't get rid of them. I assume it's not like a mold or something since it didn't wash away. But it is a little off-putting, admittedly. I see it on a lot of different cases, though. I can light it a bit, yeah. I'm not sure what that is. But otherwise, it's in good shape. Mission Evolved. Just another game I wanted to check out, so I got a copy. That's it for the PS3. Okay, and similar to the Wii, I have been on a bit of a Wii U kick as well recently. So I've been picking up some Wii U games. And I've been strangely drawn to the weird third-party games on it. This is not a game I would normally play. I have not played any of the Batman Arkham games, but like playing the Wii U version sounds fun to me for some reason, so I got a copy. This is a rebuy. I used to have Rodea the Sky Soldier. I sold it at some point, and the price is about the same, maybe even a little bit lower. This is a sealed copy. It was not too expensive, so I picked one up. I think this one's actually also sealed. Just a game I'm interested in checking out on the Wii U. This is similar to Batman, where it's like, I kind of want to check out these not that great third-party games on the Wii U, so I got a Monster High game. There's another game in there. Same idea. It's not a game I would normally play, but for some reason, I want to play it on Wii U. Like, this could be me. I could be Adam Jensen with a Wii U gamepad. This could be me. Game and Wario, which is another game I saw at my local game store. I decided to pick up. The condition is a little rough. It's got a few punctures in the actual art. And originally I was like, I'll just pay a couple bucks more and get a nice copy from eBay. But this is kind of what I was talking about when it's like I was there with my girlfriend and like, now I can kind of remember that she and I were there together on that specific day. So I was like, you know what, it's fine, it's worth it. Same as Deus Ex. I've never really played an Assassin's Creed game, but for some reason I'm just like, oh, the Wii U version. Something seems appealing about that. Same with this one. Same with this one. I've never played a Call of Duty story game. Oh, this has another one of those stupid stickers. Come on, East Starland. Um, but for some reason, playing the Wii U version sounds fun to me. With Black Ops 2. But that's it for the Wii U. Okay, moving on to Xbox Series, Xbox One. I have a lot of pickups for this system. Oh, looks like some stuff is getting here from all the games I've been dragging across. Sorry, clear, fail, play. This is a combination of some used purchases from places like East Starland, but also some solid like Black Friday deals that were picked up. Sonic Frontiers. This game I played and I got the true ending I really liked, but I played it on Game Pass. I didn't have a physical copy and I wanted to have one, so I got one. Shantae, Advance, Risky Revolution. This is the 10th anniversary cover, I believe. So I picked one of those up. Demon Turf. I've been on the fence about whether I wanted to try this game or not for a while, even at $20, but my local GameStop had it on clearance for like $7, so I said, all right, fine, pick it up. After Image. This game is getting a bit hard to find on Xbox, so I wanted to go ahead and nab a copy before it became too hard to find. Double Dragon Gaiden. Oh, I should mention, After Image and Double Dragon Gaiden are rare cases of GameStop.com working out for me. They came complete and in nice condition, which is really nice when that gamble pays off, but it frequently does not. Bleach Rebirth of Souls was just a Black Friday deal. They had it for like 20 bucks. This game I did not have, and I was just interested in getting a copy. Um, I got to one ending on the first game, but I have not checked out this one. And I really like this character, Tama. Want to know what's going on with her. Miasma Chronicles. This is just a game that was interesting to me that it exists. It's like a strategy RPG that's available on the Xbox. I just decided to pick it up to give it a shot. This one, admittedly, I think it will get to a lower price before I get around to playing it, but I do want to check it out, and it was on sale. Rock Band 4, it's been delisted. I just wanted to get a physical copy. Armored Core 6. Finally got a copy just because it was a really good price. I don't have Amazon Prime, so I have to hit the $35 limit sometimes when I buy things. So I bought it with Hotel Barcelona. Those two together. Free shipping. Free slow shipping, which I'm fine with. R-Type Final 2 Inaugural Flight Edition. I wanted to get a copy of this on Xbox, so I did. Racing Cross Worlds. This went as low as, was it 30 or 35? It was 30 actually. I was interested in playing it, but I assumed since it was $70 that it was going to take a while to get there. But no, for Black Friday, it dropped to 30, so I've got a copy already. I cannot wait to race as Miku. Sonic Shadow Generations. I played and beat Sonic Generations, but I have not played the Shadow content. Sunset Overdrive. This was just a cheap East Ireland add-on. I've not played it. I think when it was on Game Pass, I tried it a little bit, but I didn't really try it. Oh, it was only a few bucks if I ended up not liking it. This was also pretty cheap on East Ireland. I like the grid games. This is another one where it's like, come on, guys, you got some damage here. I'm not really interested in the live action story stuff, but I do like racing games. Speaking of racing games, I like this one a lot. It's still not like Dirt 3 style, which is my favorite. I did not really enjoy 4 at all. I'm also not really a fan of Rally. Dirt 5 was okay, but it didn't have any Rally, really. But it was fun. I played it at launch on Game Pass, which I don't have anymore, so I just decided to get a physical copy. Okami HD. I know the remake is coming, but I still would like to have a copy of the HD release. Bomberman R2. Just another cheap add-on. This is probably FOMO buying, if I'm honest with you. The Xbox version was exclusive to Europe, so I just decided I wanted to get it in an Xbox version. I mentioned it before, but I like getting my weird JRPGs on Xbox just because it makes me feel like a hipster because no one else is doing it. Rito Remastered. Same story, got that on Xbox. And that's it for Xbox One/Series. Okay, now I'm on to PlayStation 4. I'll start with the one that I'm happiest to have. The Neptunia Rebirth Collection. If you buy it from IFI, you get this little cardboard holder for the games for free, which has the cover art of the Neptunia Rebirth 1 limited edition cover that is really expensive now. I did used to have one of those. I did get it from their Amazon store before they had an official store, that thing that sold out in like 2 minutes. I did used to have one, and I did sell it when the price was inflated when I needed money for things. And I just bought a digital copy instead and played that. But Neptunia is one of my favorite franchises, so I'm really happy to have these PS4 releases of the games. Super excited to play through these again. Again, I've probably told this story before, but Neptunia is the series that made me kind of take gaming a bit more personally and get off the like the review bandwagon. I used to think in my head that I was just like, oh, I'm an informed consumer now. I go and I read game reviews and I look at Metacritic scores and I get games that are reviewed well. So I would buy games that reviewed well, and I'd go to GameStop and I would see the first Neptunia game on PS3 in a GameStop, and I'd be really drawn to it. But every time I looked up the reviews, they would be really bad. So I'd be like, okay, well, I'm not gonna waste my money, so I'll get something better. And I started buying things like BioShock and Oblivion, and I would play those, and I just really wasn't having a good time with those at all. So one day I eventually did cave, and I got Neptunia, and I freaking loved it. I was up like all night, all weekend, was having a fantastic time playing that game. And that's when it should have sunk in a lot sooner, but that's when I finally got it that like, um, you know, game criticism is subjective. Reviews are subjective. Everyone kind of likes their own thing. It's not like, oh, this is a good game, so I'm gonna play it. This is a bad game, so I'm not gonna play it. It's gaming is way more personal than that, and this is the franchise that woke me up to that, which I'm always really grateful for. 428 Shibuya Scramble, like a live action visual novel. Pretty interesting. Beyond the Mind. I believe this is the Tanya edition. You can also get one that has this other character as the box art. And it's like a shoot 'em up, I believe. Yeah, Tanya, there it is. Tanya. I will not try to pronounce this. Chrysler? Chrysler. Yeah, it's probably Chrysler. I'm feeling a little bit of sticker residue here, but I mean, the game is sealed, so that's not a big deal. I did play through this game before. I just wanted to have a physical copy again. Same for this one. I have played through it on a different platform. I played through it on Switch, but it's a pretty cool game. And I would, as long as the content is the same, I'd rather have PS4 versions long term than Switch versions, honestly. I go past, this is a rebuy. This is a game I used to have that I'm just getting again. Gundamonium collection. Really interesting to me that this one's in a protector. I guess it is a little bit pricier, but there's like some pawn shop that had this as an auction. So it was a bit more of an impulse buy, but I'm really happy to have it, especially at a good price. Rabby Ruby, this was another impulse buy auction. I passed over this game many times, but I think it's finally time to give it a shot. Kill the Kill, IF. Seems like the price on that's starting to go up, so I grabbed one. LS Collection. You might have seen this earlier in the video. This is my PS4 copy that I bought first before I saw that that Game Gear bundle for sale for a pretty good price. Kind of unfortunate it's got a nick up here. That was totally my fault. Trying to get into the Play Asia box with a pair of scissors, it suddenly went too far and then it like chipped it, and it did actually go down far enough to chip the art a little bit. So that's a bummer. But hey, at least I also have the fancy Game Gear Micro one. I'd rather own the game ultimately on PS4, and that's probably where I will play it. But the Game Gear Micro bundle is super cool to have. Drive Club. Tried it a little bit back in the day and didn't really care for it, but I want to go for it again. And it's not expensive. Janjamaro. Legendary Ninja Collection. This is a series of games I had actually not heard of until recently, until I was learning about WonderSwan games, because there's a version on WonderSwan. um, that looked really cute, and I found out there were a lot of other games, and then I found out there was a collection on PS4, so I decided to grab it. Raging Loop. I got the sequel to this game pre-ordered. Um, what is that game called? Like Death Love Comedy, something like that. So I decided I'd go back and check this one out too. Yeah, Somnium Files. I'd like to play and get some different endings. I've only gotten one ending before. Copy. Stayed Alive, Rio Reincarnation. This game is very cheap, especially on Black Friday. Mercenaries Wings, The False Phoenix. These were kind of impulse buys. They were just on sale on VGP Video Games Plus, so I added them to some other Black Friday orders. And that's it for PlayStation 4. Okay, we're getting to the end here. Just two more systems to go, PS5 and Switch. This game was another one I tried on Game Pass, but I didn't get too far and didn't beat it. I still think this is a collector's edition or limited edition. What do they call it? Limited edition. I still think the limited edition is perhaps a bit overpriced, especially if you consider the price of the digital games and that they've been out a while. But I do think it's really pretty. I think the steelbook is really pretty, and VGP had it on sale, which is the only time I've seen it on sale so far, I think, and the lowest price I've seen it for. So I decided to get it, even though I think it was still a little overpriced. Rainbow Cotton, I like the cotton games. So I have a cotton game. Morrigan Recurse. This is a limited run game. I actually thought maybe I thought that perhaps I had gotten the limited edition of that, but I guess I talked myself down from it. Just went for standard, which is fine. I know I don't need all that stuff. I say as it sits next to Toho Lunar Nights limited edition, Metro Quester, and Metro Quester Osaka. These seem pretty interesting. As time goes on, I'm more and more interested in kind of the weird stuff that Kemco is doing, like that visual novel earlier. And there are a lot of the old school Kemco RPGs I actually haven't played that I'd like to check out. But this like survival city exploration dungeon crawly kind of thing they have going on seems kind of interesting. Fear Effect. Love that there's a modern release of this. Happy to get it. This is another 10th anniversary copy of Shantae Risky Revolution. Why do I have a PS5 and an Xbox One? I couldn't tell you. Pepper Grinder. Did want to get a physical copy of this as well. Unfortunately, right after I got it, I saw that GameStop had new copies for $10. So when I was making my GameStop Gamble order, I really should have done that. But it wasn't prohibitively expensive. It just wasn't $10. Recreation. This was on sale for Black Friday, and as I mentioned before, I'm a big Burnout fan, so I'm always interested in what the old Burnout team is doing. Paradise was probably my least favorite Burnout game. I know a lot of people love that game, but I did not love that game at all. And this is a little bit more Paradise style, but I'm still interested in checking it out. And I'm just now noticing it looks like Best Buy or wherever I got this from. There's a cut in the spine here, which has been increasingly happening with me for my local Best Buy orders. It's like they slice open a box or something and just like cut straight into it. Didn't notice that till just now. All right. Could return it if I needed to. I'll think about it. I'll probably just keep it though. So and the Guardians, Sacred Tree, very cheap on BGP. Cute. I'd give it a try. Tales of Exilia. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I can't recall. I have played and beaten this game, but I'd like to play it again. Niku Neku Super Muscle Cat. I thought it looked cute. I know it's a little bit like memey, over jokey, kind of. It thinks it's funnier than it probably is. I'm a little worried about that, but the art is cute. I'm willing to give it a shot. Archetype Arcadia, they had it for cheap, so I got it. BGP, that is. This was another one that was from BGP. Inertial Drift, Twilight Rivals Edition. I was kind of bummed at how like chill this game was when I played it before. I have not played the Twilight Rivals Edition, but I played through the original one, um, Xbox a while back, and I remember the soundtrack just being kind of chill, and the driving and the races just all feeling kind of chill, which is not the vibe you get from the cover at all. So I am a little curious that I think it mentioned something about a new Eurobeat soundtrack on here somewhere. Maybe not. Okay, I might have imagined that. But like I seem to remember somewhere reading that this DLC that's included adds Eurobeat, and I'm like, okay, maybe that will be fun. Heavy. Another cute game that was cheap, so I threw it in there. Oceans. Wings for Hire. This seems like it's not super well received. Skies of Arcadia, it is not, but it was cheap and I want to check it out. And that's it for PS5, so we'll do Switch, which there aren't many Switch games, and then that should be the end. Okay, first Switch game to talk about is the Neptunia Rebirth 3 V Generation Limited Edition. These are the same games on PS4, just on Switch. The Western release was canceled, so I did end up getting them for Switch as well, importing them. 3 slash V Victory is my favorite of them that I've played. It's just coincidence that this one came in within the past month as it did kind of like a staggered release, but cool, happy to have it. The Rose and Camellia collection Switch, which is a slapping sim. I have not played it before, but I do want to check it out. Zootopia and Mecha Ritz. I believe these are like really weird art shoot 'em ups, I think. But it looked interesting to me. I like things that have unique art, and this is fairly unique to me. I'm excited to check it out. Demo. I played through Demo on Vita, but this apparently has all of the DLC included. So I wanted to have this copy. I don't have my Vita copy anymore. I did sell it at one point. And this is the last game, Dokapon Kingdom Connect. Dokapon Kingdom on Wii is pretty fun, and I do still have it, but I wanted to get a copy of the new game. I actually don't know if it's the exact same game or if it's different in any way other than like online play and that it's on Switch. I assume that it's the same old game, but I'm still happy to have it for that reason, just to have it on Switch instead of on the Wii. And I think that's it. I think we're done. One thing I did forget earlier was that the Nicole figure came with this cool keychain that I haven't looked at yet. Maybe we could do that. I'll even keep the camera rolling and we can like awkwardly open it together. Looks like there's a piece of tape there. Yep. This is like, oh, can I do it? Yay. Okay. Now, will you open? Let's see. Okay. How do I get you to come out of there? This. Little movement. Get a better grip. Oof. Sorry, packaging. Maybe it's because I'm grabbing the paper. Yeah, that's what it was. I was grabbing the paper on the back. Okay, it looks like it's trying to fall apart. Not sure what's going on there. Oh, it's like it'd be like a disc player. Oh, what? Its own separate piece. You can have like a Nicole. Oh, it's like a graphic too. That's sweet. I assume that says Damara, but it just kind of, since it's cropped, it's just Dima. Okay, cool. So you can like have this in there. Um, I mean, it can spin. I don't know if that's the intention, but it can. Please stand by until I get it back in place. Okay. It looks like something is designed to go here to like hold it together, though. I wonder if that's in like the bottom here. Let's see. Yep, there's something else here. This back. There are the pegs. Alright, this I don't know if I'm going to do with the camera rolling. Maybe. We'll see. Is it already open? No, it is not. I don't think. Okay, there's like a little adhesive piece. Okay, I'm gonna put it up. So, the first question I have is which pieces go on which side? And I'm not really sure. I guess we can just try one, see what happens. What I mean by that is like, do you put the nuts on one side, or do you put them on the other side? Screws on the front, or they're roughly the same size. I don't think it matters too much. So let's go with do the screws in the front. If this disc spins, like freely spins, I'm going to be amazed, but I don't think that's actually going to happen. All right, let me hold these in place. Kind of flip it over. Hopefully it doesn't matter which way these go. Doesn't seem to. Either that or just keep winning the 50-50 on each of these. I don't think it's designed to freely spin. In fact, after I put the pegs in, it seems like it became a lot harder. See if I can like loosen them a little bit, if it'll work. This one's really on there. Why'd you do it so tightly, me? Nope. I mean, whatever. Didn't really expect it to been. Would have been real cool though. Okay, and where does the chain actually attach to? I don't know. I guess instead of putting the screw in one of the holes, you could just put the keychain holder. But anyway, maybe it's one of these. Nope. I wonder if maybe if you leave a piece out. No, probably not. Yeah, you're probably supposed to repurpose one of these. Oh, looks like I didn't take the protective film off of everything either. Okay. I'm not sure if every individual piece has it, but this back piece definitely has one. This front, yep, that has one too. And it looks like the Nicole one does too, so I'm gonna have to take it all apart anyway. But anyway, you get the idea. I do suspect maybe the other way, like screws from the back, nuts on the front, might have been the way to do it. Maybe not. These are smoother, so maybe they're a little bit more visually appealing. Yeah, I think so. But anyway, you get the idea. And that was Nintendo Switch games. And with that, we are done. That was another massive pickups month. I do anticipate things will slow down. I think there's going to be a little bit of carryover into December as well, but I think December will not be as big as October or November. I feel like um, in the past I talk about I was a game collector for years and then I got out of it and I stopped for years. I feel like I basically have a game collection again, which is pretty nice. I didn't anticipate getting all of it this quickly. Um, but it has been fun, and I'm looking forward to playing a lot of these games when I have the time. And if you found this interesting, then great. Um, I assume that you're like me then, and you kind of like just seeing what other people are getting, and seeing what kind of games people are into, what systems they prefer to collect for, and also things like the game you've never heard of. That always happens to me. Well, not always, but usually in every like pickups video, even if it's just some random YouTuber I've never watched before, there's usually at least one game where I'm like, ooh, what is that? That looks cool. So if you were hoping for something like that, I hope that you found what you were looking for. And regardless, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day, a great night, a great month, a great year, a great everything. I wish the best for you. Take care. Bye.